Hi students, in this lecture we are going to discuss about border gateway protocol. This border gateway protocol is going to use the algorithm of path vector. So the path vector algorithm has been used to implement the border gateway protocol. This is an inter-domain protocol. So far we have discussed about RIP and OSPF. All those are intra-domain protocol. Within an autonomous system, you can communicate. So the routing path has been judged by using your RIP or OSPF. So this BGP is an inter-domain protocol. From one autonomous system to another autonomous system, how can we communicate? So this version 4 of BGP is having two types. That is going to implement your inter-domain protocol by using path vector routing. So the path vector algorithm is utilized here. You will see there are two types inside the BGP version 4, iBGP and eBGP, that we will discuss in today's lecture later. So as we know about AS is an autonomous system. So we have, take this scenario, we have 4 autonomous systems, AS1, AS2, AS3 and AS4. So see here, this is AS1, AS2, AS3 and AS4. All these 4 autonomous systems are taken. There are some special routers here. As we discussed under the area border router and OSPF, BGP also you have border routers. These border routers helps to communicate between two autonomous systems. It acts as a bridge between any two autonomous systems. So this scenario, what we have taken here, we will discuss now. How BGP has been implemented here, how the messages has been communicated by using the path vector. So the legends are clear here. All these dotted lines are used to connect a point-to-point WAN link, WAN connection between any two routers. And the LAN connection will be there. Any number of nodes can be connected here. And the routers are represented in terms of R1, R2 and so on. So all N are the nodes or networks. So networks inside the nodes are represented. So in autonomous system 1, there are 4 routers, R1, R2, R3 and R4. All are connected. And autonomous system 2 is having one router R5. Autonomous system 3 is having 3 routers. But out of 3, only one router, that is R6, that acts as a border router. So what is border router? It is going to connect more than one autonomous system. So any two autonomous system can be connected via an interface router that is called as border router. Here R6 is a border router. The same way each and every autonomous system is having one border router. That border router helps to facilitate to communicate with another autonomous system. So in this example we have taken 3 routers, 3 autonomous system A2, A3 and AS4. All these 3 are called as stub autonomous, and there are only one transient autonomous system, that is AS1, that facilitates, acts as an interface for all the 3 autonomous systems. This helps to communicate from any one autonomous system to another autonomous system. Is this clear? So we know already the definition for stub and transient. So here AS1 is a transient system. So all the remaining autonomous systems can exchange the data packets or communicate their data packets only through your AS1. So that's what AS1 here as a transient autonomous system. So all the protocols what we have discussed under intra-domain routing, RIP and OSPF, are included only for communication within the autonomous system. So now we want to communicate outside the autonomous system or between any two autonomous systems. So for this there are two versions inside the BGP4. The first one is called as eBGP. eBGP is a border router. In external BGP, this facilitates a border router to connect with another autonomous system. IBGP, this again one. This is used in order to communicate with all the other routers within the autonomous system. Is this clear? So if you are going to communicate within the autonomous system, all routers can be connected via IBGP. If you want to connect with between any two autonomous system, definitely you are going to connect via eBGP, that is called external BGP. This has been achieved via your router called border router. So in this example scenario, what we have taken here, R1 and R5, these two are your eBGP link. This link N5 is a eBGP link, external BGP, that's for connecting two autonomous system AS1 and AS2. The same way N7 link, the network link N7 establishes a eBGP autonomous link between the routers, that is border routers R4 and R9. Again one more eBGP link is there in this scenario. R2 and R6 border routers are connected via N6. There we are implementing the eBGP. Is this clear? So what is the operation of eBGP? So what this eBGP will do? So that is going to use for exchanging of messages or notifications or communication needed between any two autonomous system. This has been physically connected through the border routers between any two autonomous systems. So for the scenario what we have taken, we will first discuss what type of message packets has been transferred in order to establish this eBGP link. So this round circle, encircled 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 6 are the messages that is going to be sent by the border routers to establish the eBGP link. So go for the first message packet 1. So see here, the first message packet is displayed in this table. This is your path vector. So in this scenario, the router 1 is going to send the first message. The message gives you the details about the router 1 is connected to N1, N2, N4 and N3, all these 4 networks, which is available in the autonomous system 1. The next hop will be router 1. So through router 1, any incoming packets can be sent to the networks N1, N2, N3 and N4, which is available in the autonomous system 1. So this is the message sent by R1. The same way, if I want to send some message, the next area border router that is going to connect with me has to send their own details. So the second message is sent from R5. The R5 is the next hop. R5 is connected to two networks N8 and N9 that is available in autonomous system 2. So this link 1, 2 is an external BGP session link. Session is nothing but for each and every communication, the logical representation of TCP is called a session. So for this current session between 1 and 2, that is R1 and R5, we are establishing an external BGP. The same way, go to the session 3 and 4. 3 is the message sent by R2 router. R2 is a border router. So whatever things R2 knows the network about N1, N2, N3 and N4 that are available in autonomous system 1. So that is the message sent by R2. So that is the message number 3. The next message, this R2 wants to communicate with R6. So R6 sends their own details about their autonomous system. So R6 network consists of N10, N11 and N12. that is available in the autonomous system AS3. So that is the fourth message. So 3 and 4 link has been established between the border routers R2 and R6. This has been implemented via external BGP session. The next one, the same scenario similarly, R4 and R9. R4 wants to communicate with an external autonomous system R9. The messages has been transferred. 5 and 6 are the messages. 5 is sent by R4. So what is the details present in R4 router, that is border routers autonomous system? N1, N2, N3 and N4. These are the 4 networks and they are available in autonomous system 1. The next hop is R4. This wants to give the information or communicate with an external autonomous system AS4. So AS4 also wants to communicate again and back. So what is the border router in autonomous system 4? We have only one router here, so no problem. That is going to establish your eBGP that acts as a border router. So R9 is the one and only router in RS4 that is going to establish the eBGP. So eBGP session has been created between the messages 5 and 6. The area border routers are R4 and R9 for this communication between autonomous system 1 and autonomous system 4. So far we have discussed about 3 session communication messages. One between R1 and R5. The second is between R2 and R6. The third is in between R4 and R9. All these 3 links has been implemented via eBGP, that is external BGP. So anyone can communicate with the head of my family. Head of my family is nothing but the border router. So the head of the family has to communicate the information to all the persons inside the family. For that purpose, we are going for internal BGP, that is iBGP. It works as the same what we have discussed under the intra-domain routing. So inter-domain is nothing but in between any two autonomous system, intra-domain within the autonomous system. So iBGP facilitates to do intra-domain routing with the properties of BGP. So the same scenario is given in points what we have discussed. The main problem in eBGP is what we have discussed first. The border routers don't know how to route a packet to any autonomous system that is not directly connected. So if an autonomous system is available but it is not directly connected to my border, how can I communicate? The next one, none of the non-border routers, normal routers, know how to route a packet to any network in the autonomous system. So only border router can facilitate for inter-domain routing. If any router, any node connected with the router, but that is not a border router, that wants to communicate with another autonomous system, what you have to do? So these are the 2 problems in external, that is BGP. So we need to incorporate the intra-domain protocol also here to facilitate for an efficient communication between any 2 autonomous system from any nodes in your network through any routers. So that's what we come to the concept of iBGP, the second part. So in iBGP, if any autonomous system has only one router, that we have discussed the scenario under the R6, you have only one router means that acts as an eBGP. If you have more than one router acts as a border router, another one acts as your a normal router. So in the case of normal router autonomous system, you need for IBGP session to facilitate the intra-domain protocol also. So take the concept of your topology, mesh topology. If I am having n routers, how many links you need to communicate for all the n networks? N into n minus 1 by 2. So for each and every router in an autonomous system can establish a communication of mesh topology, because if any router inside the autonomous system can easily communicate with the border router to forward its packet if it wants to send to any other autonomous system via the border router. Is this clear? So any external third party or neighbor house person wants to communicate with you, but you are not the family member. So they will communicate with our family member. That is called eBGP. The family member must have a strong bond between all the persons in the family. Then only they will transfer or forward the message to any person that is directed. Is this clear? So for that purpose only we are going for IBGP. So you need a strong connection between all routers. So if any one of the connection may fail, you can choose any other connection to forward it. So the best topology for this scenario is mesh. So n into n minus 1 by 2 links are needed to connect all your border routers. So here the combination of eBGP and IBGP sessions are there. The first one, that is the first message, is sent by the router 1. Router 1 is a border router. Previously we have discussed the message sent by router 1 to another autonomous system. Now the router 1 wants to communicate within the network of autonomous system. So it is going to inform, I have already created a eBGP session with autonomous system AS2. The border router available in autonomous system is R2, R5, and the networks available in autonomous system 2 is N8 and N9. So see here, N8 and N9 are the networks available in another autonomous system A2. I got some information, or I have already established a eBGP connection. So any packets coming from N8 or N9 can be transferred to AS1. Is this clear? So here AS1 and AS2 are the created eBGP link. R1 is the intermediary border router. R1 can communicate the message to all the routers here, but it will inform the information about the networks in AS2. N8 and N9 are the networks available in AS2. So in AS2 you have N8 and N9. So these networks are available in your autonomous system 2. The same way, each and every border router first establish the eBGP connection. After establishing the eBGP, they know about another autonomous system details that has been transferred or communicated to their own directly connected routers in their autonomous system. So for that purpose, we are communicating through a mesh topology. This communication has been done by IBGP, internal BGP. So now the same way go for R2. R2 has been already created a link with R6. So it knows about the networks N10, N11 and N12 that is available in autonomous system 3. This information has been transferred to all the routers in AS1. The third message R4 going to inform the networks about the networks N13, N14 and N15 to all the routers in AS1. The last fourth message is communicating from R6. R6 wants to inform again an acknowledgement about their own numbers. So N1, N2, N3, N4. All these are the networks that is available in AS1. This information has been sent to all the routers in AS3. So same way for each and every E-link what we have created, eBGP, the corresponding iBGP messages has been transferred within the autonomous system in order to make aware about all the routers and their link in all autonomous system, which facilitates any node connected to any network that is available to any router can communicate the message to any other router in any other autonomous system. So the combination of eBGP and iBGP facilitates to do both inter-domain and intra-domain routing between any autonomous system. Is this clear? So that is the role of border gateway protocol. These border routers will be utilized to implement the both types of BGP, eBGP and iBGP. So thank you.